welcome back. This is how we are going to tie it. The first video you are seeing how we have managed to mutilate it in a friendly way. You just get a back changes that lie on this pocket. So let us see. how do I manage to rip it up? This is what I'm trying. And maybe you can, or you have a sharp nail, you can do that. Then from here I will meet the other one here, and let me show you what I do. I will meet the other one here, this angle, and I want you to see these two pockets where I contract it this way. I want to join it together so that I can rip it off with a knife together. Hope you can see my finger is going through this, inside this part and the other part. So rather than putting my finger, now I can use a knife so that I can cut it, then we can get a good angle for ripping it off. So this is how I do. I'll just inject my knife this way. Again, my knife is not that way sharp. That's why it might probably take long. But I've managed to. Then I'll cut it up that way. Here you can see how my knife is not that way sharp, but I've managed to go through it, but not at all. So I need to rip it from this side this way. Now I have a clear way. Now I'm going to the back. I continue pressing it. This way. Maybe you can support the channel, or you can choose to. As I also sell rabbits, I'm located in Nairobi, in Eastland. For those who may be willing to support the channel, you can do so by liking, sharing, and also some financial support. It's also my WhatsApp number for those who are outside the country. I'm also registered on Unedited, so you can also send through. You can ask for my PayPal. Again, I'm also continuing to do it. Here, when we have the tail, that's how we do it. We just rip it with the tail. This way now. Continue ripping it off this way. Yeah, you see how simple it is. Rip it off all the way to its head. Then I'll shed it. I'll show you how I will get it. It heads off. How we rip it off. Continue pulling, but make sure where you have tied it, it's a bit stronger so that you don't rip it to the ground. And continue ripping it off still. This round, holding it tighter up to where its head is. But my Chinese people, they also eat the head. For them, they can retain the head, but as for me, I don't think the head is necessary to eat. I'm falling. I don't want to touch the dust. So let me pull it up so that I can pull it with a better magnitude, because we are touching the ground. Continue ripping it off. This time a bit harder, because the head is here and I have my front hinge as well. So this is what I do here. I can choose to end it at this point, this way, this way, this way. If you are seeing it this way, this side also, ignore, this way, I'm almost to end this process, and this is how I want to do it. I need to be a bit stronger. So I proceed until you reach here. You see where this layer is, the white layer and the other. This means that our whatever, these things, this far is up to this point. So I'm going to rip it from here, and this is my head here, so that I can cut the head, and these are the front legs. So just stick with me as I stream it well this way. And I don't know if YouTube is going to strike this video, but probably I'll put there so that it's not for people who are somehow offended with me killing it this way or slaughtering in this manner. But eventually this is what happened here in Africa. We just slaughter things and we let things be done. Maybe you are following me from outside, maybe this is not your culture, but here in Africa we just slaughter chicken and we see it's good. We don't have some funny ideology of a pet or what. And you see where my white fat layer is, so that I can pull it this way. I can continue pulling it so that this leg and the this way. So this is how I'm removing. We continue just pulling it until it's off. You see where it is off. Now you can cut this hinge up to there, because sometimes it's very useless for you to eat the nails part. So you can frame it this way, then you can cut it out here. And that's how my front leg is. Then I go to the second leg, this one. So I continue pulling it from this point. You see, just pull it as hard as you can. You see, and if you see this white layer, this simply means that that is where our fur is. So you proceed by pulling it still. You pull it as hard as you can, so that sometimes that way. And I continue pulling it now. It's a very simple step. That's how, until where you are. You end it this way, then you can now keep the feet out. Now you can cut it further so that it's very clear. From there, what I'm remaining with is my head. You can see. Now I don't think I need to eat the head, but if you still need to eat the head, you can go further and pull it off. But as for us, I don't think we need the the head, but I can continue pulling up. You see, this is how you rip up the head. You see, I'm still having my head there. If I want to continue seeing it and pulling it up, I can just continue to pull it. Just rip the head, its face, so I can choose to continue pulling it. I'll show you, but here you need to use a lot of your strength, and somehow it has fat, so it's continue sliding. But as for me, do I really need head?
No.
So if I don't need the head, maybe I can choose to cut it on its neck here. Yeah, to that way, and that's how I've separated the head and the neck in a very simple way. Why this video is not that way long? It could be shorter if my knife was sharp, but for you, I know if you are planning to slaughter, maybe your video will be a bit shorter. Now I'll go back to the top. The remaining part I can choose to just slice it away. Okay, that way. And here comes a part here, of which I can use a stick to separate it. Let me show you. This is how simply we use a stick to separate it. This way. Just a process, so that now I can rip this part off where we have our testicles and the legs. If you choose it, you can give it to the chicken these things. These are the ways you can just rip it from here, because these are outer bodies. You can choose to start it from here. So this is how I do it. So I rip it this way from here, under the testicle here, under the testicle here, then I rip it from here. You see, I rip it from here, this way, this way. You see, then I cut it, because I just want to cut this part with this file, because I don't need it. You see, that's how it is done. The same thing that I've done to the other hinges, I'll just cut it down the hinge that way. Then I don't need this part and the other part. And that's a simple way of how you can remove the leather from the rabbit. The other part, it will be a part 3 of this video, on how maybe you can choose to cut it into chunks, and some of them you can pack it in your fridge, and others for the purpose of putting it in your fridge. Yeah? Others maybe for eating. I'll show you how we separate this hinge and the other in our next video. So that is it for this video, and thank you for being here. Have a great day.